What's going on? It's Andy with Midmo Dents here in Jefferson City, Missouri. Had a lot of people interested in our window tint videos here recently. Figured I'd take some time to come up to the shop while we're closed and kind of show you our setup and why we use what we use. Let me know if you got any questions in the comments, or if you're planning on starting up a shop yourself, or whether you're just an interested customer. Let me know what you think about this. Thanks. All right, we'll keep it quick here in the office, but I just kind of wanted you to see what a customer sees whenever they come in. So whenever they're talking about window tint, we've got all our prices up front and center, along with all the other services that we offer: paintless dent repair, ceramic coating, detailing. We're definitely going to talk to every customer about the benefits of the ceramic tint. So right here, we're going to have this glass box that they can actually go through and feel the huge difference between no tint, carbon tint, and then the ceramic tint. And then we even put one on there too, which is a ceramic 70. The others were 20%, that way they can feel even the huge difference between an almost clear tint and what the no tint's gonna be. And then our shop is right here next to the office. So that's where they're gonna see us doing the paintless dent repair and the window tinting. Window tinting's in this bay here closest to us. If they're trying to decide what tints to go with, we do have on our interior glass window from 50% all the way down to 2%, which is the darkest in our town. And then they're also gonna see, we keep it pretty nice out here between the flooring and the lighting. Obviously we work out of here every day, so it's never gonna stay crystal clean. But then as far as setup on functionality, we keep all our carbon tint to the left-hand side. So you're gonna have your 5%, your 20%, and your 35%. Everything on the right is gonna be the ceramic. Again, we've been using High Tech now for quite some time. They've taken really good care of us, and all their stuff is lifetime guaranteed, at least that I buy from them. So once we open a box of film and we're ready to tint, all our open rolls are gonna be over here. I really like this idea of the vertical setup. It just doesn't take up much space in our smaller front bays. We bought these clips and then labeled all of them, you know, whether it's 20, 35, 50, whether it's ceramic, whether it's carbon. And then we always know what's on the plotter, because the one that's just sitting here is gonna be what's on the plotter. So that 5% carbon would actually go down there. And then once we got our vehicle inside and we know the year, make, and the model, we're gonna come over to our computer here, which we're using Core's software. That's been the best one so far. I have tried another one, but the things that you can do with Core just save so much time, and I like being able to keep track of the expenses a little better. We did switch from the Workhorse 2 plotter to the GraphTech. Had so much less waste once we switched to the GraphTech. I don't know if we were just not setting that Workhorse up that well, or whether that's just how it is, but I've had a lot less film bunch up on the GraphTech. Plus it just cuts so much quicker once you get it dialed in. These rolls up here will be like our brow material that's in, you know, 12-inch by 12-inch cuts. And then we got a couple of 60-inch boxes up there if we ever need that for some reason. So after we got our film cut off, we're gonna bring it over to our peel board. This was one that I had made by a glass shop here in town. It's pretty well big enough you can fit almost a full car on there at once. So that way you can get all your patterns weeded out at one time and everything's laid there, and that way you can kind of make sense of what you got. We did go with 2 tanks. So one of them you're gonna see has the short hose on it. That's gonna be the one that always sprays down the board. The one with the longer one, we're always gonna drag that over to the window that we're tinting on the car. Just a lot less running around that way. The only thing I'm gonna probably change about that, I think we are gonna get a hose reel for one of those. And then I probably will maybe get my air line piped over here. And I think you can buy a connector that way, let's say I put an air line there with a regulator, something that I can keep on top of the tint keg, and that should keep it at a consistent pressure. because as you'll know, you'll air these things up to 90 pounds or so, and then about the time you're halfway through tinting, then it's going to be down to almost empty. So I'd like to keep it at a consistent pressure. So after we've got everything ready to go, pretty well we operate out of a tool pouch, which is going to have our knives, our hard card, little screwdriver for popping panels, and then we'll bring this box around with us. Again, not the most beautiful, but it does work. We do keep all our sockets and stuff in that box, and we will keep a little trash can in there for all our popped off razor blades. And I forgot to tell you, I guess we do have a big 50-gallon trash barrel there for all our tint. That was one thing when I started, I didn't realize how much excess tint we go through. So we even have a large dumpster just to cover one guy tinting full time. Little gray toolbox there is going to keep all of our other things that we rarely use. You know, mostly just little tools that have been sent to us. We do keep our dryer sheets on the bottom and scrub pads that we use for scrubbing everything down. Always keep a little bottle of interior cleaner, because whenever you do get the panels wet, that will clean them off nicely. Got all our razor blades and everything in there. So again, maybe not the most organized, but it is definitely functional whenever we are tinting anywhere from 6 to 9 vehicles, I would say, a day, every day. Next thing we'll talk about water. I was buying distilled water, but then we actually switched to a reverse osmosis system. That was something we did end up getting off Amazon. Set the little faucet up there, and then we can fill our jugs. That'll usually do about 8 gallons or so a day, even with 9 guys drinking water out of it all day long. So not only do we have good water to drink, but it does fill up our jugs, and I think it keeps contamination down low. The whole front shop is separated by a door from the back shop where they're doing all the detailing generally. So we are able to keep that a lot cleaner. So between closing that off, between the AC being separate, between the tanks having filters on each one, and one thing people don't even think about, this floor, whenever you walk across this, the dirt that's underneath of it, just having a floor like this, you're going to stir up so much less dirt that it is actually probably worth the investment of having it. Plus, I think when customers are in the office looking out, they see the flashy stuff like that, and maybe that's something that they're going to tell their friends or neighbor that they saw a cool shop up here at Mid-Mo Dents. Next thing with the lighting, yeah, that might kind of be a fad that everybody's doing online, but me being a paintless dent repair guy that's always been trained on reflection lights, whenever I'm shrinking a back glass on a car, I swear that it makes it so much easier for me to understand, you know, what's shrunk, what's not shrunk, and how far to push. My window tinter, Kyle, of course, he's not a PDR guy. It doesn't seem to bother him at all. But maybe somebody that uses reflections like that, it might be worth the investment. Plus, again, we do paintless dent repair in that bay, which those are nice whenever we're looking for damage on cars that either come into the shop or whether we're fixing hail damage. A couple other things we try to do just to speed us up, that we're not running around cars. We do keep a heat gun plugged in for the passenger side of the car. We do keep another heat gun plugged in over here for the driver's side of the car, and then if me and Kyle are tag teaming cars, we can obviously both have our own. Steamer usually just stays over here in the corner. That was so much better than the other steamer that I had. The other one was good for detailing, but this one actually gets hot enough that if a person wants to remove film, it's going to do a whole lot better job than, you know, those ones that you can buy on Amazon that are more meant for detailing. That's about all I can think of. If you all got any questions at all, let me know. If there's another video that you want to see, let me know in the comments. I'm a pretty open book as far as that stuff goes. Anyways, appreciate you watching. Take a moment to subscribe if you would, and we'll see you on the next one.